Good morning, everyone. Today is Monday, but you will see this video on Tuesday, I believe. So, yeah, I think it'll be Tuesday when you see this video. Here's the chickies. All right, I wanted to talk about the situation over with the meeting between Trump and Putin. And I had people in the comments was like, yeah, they'll have the meeting, because I had done a video that they were meeting. And they were like, yeah, they'll do the meeting and no deal will be in place when they come out of the meeting. But I think what other people don't realize, and they were right, obviously there was no deal concrete set in stone at that point. But I think what people forget is that with that meeting, what happened is they set the groundwork. So they basically, both sides, the United States and Russia, sit down and go, okay, what do we need to do to get a deal done? And they start negotiating, and they start talking. And then what happens is Trump takes those proposals to the European Union, to Zelensky, and said, here's the deal, this is what's got to get done to make this happen. Now, I want you guys to understand something. As soon as there's a peace deal in place and the war stops, there will be elections in Ukraine. And who do you think is going to be out as president of Ukraine at that point in time? Zelensky. There's no way they're keeping him in there. People don't want him in there now in Ukraine. So his tenure is paramount on the war continuing on. And as soon as that is done, he'll be done. So, I mean, it's not in his personal vested interest for the war to end. Now, obviously, for the people, it is definitely in their vested interest for the war to be done on both sides, because, men and women are being killed needlessly every day. For what? Realistically, for what? So they got to come together. They got to figure out some kind of a deal, get it worked out, so that they can put an end to this conflict. And, what happens then, right? Let's say a deal gets done, and oh my goodness gracious, President Trump, a big part of why the deal is done, and the left will vilify him, and, oh, well, he gave up too much, or whatever, that's not right, and blah, 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 blah. But wars can't continue on forever and ever. I want you to think about this, guys. World War II. We'll go with World War II. There was a clear objective that needed to be done, that they needed to take Mussolini out of power, they needed to take Hitler out of power, they needed to take the Japan's, the emperor out of power over in Japan. All those things had to happen for that war to end. So they did what they did. We drop a couple of nukes over in Japan to let them know, no, it wasn't just a one deal thing, that we can do this whenever we want to. And you make it so horrific that they give up, okay? What has happened since then with wars? They go on and on and on and on forever. No clear victory. Nothing gets finished, other than the Gulf War. But really, what kind of chance did Saddam Hussein really have, going up against a coalition, right? I mean, that was that one, again, it was somebody that they had to take out of power, because he wasn't playing by the rules. Muammar Gaddafi was another one that they had to take out of power. Why did they have to take him out of power, right? Wasn't he doing a lot of actual really good things for his country, for the people there? I mean, if you do the research and not just listen to what the talking heads say, you know, he had got that water pipeline going, which obviously now is not working, not using it. But they didn't want that. The powers that be didn't want that. So, you know, somebody's actually trying to do good things for their country, so they discredit them, they make them look like they're a terrible person, and the next thing you know, boom, they're gone, they've been assassinated, they've been overthrown, there's a war and they're taken out of power, you know, and then you can make anybody look bad, folks. You can make anybody look bad. Everybody's got dirty laundry, number one. Everybody. All you guys out there watching my videos right now, everybody's got some kind of dirty laundry out there that they don't want everybody else knowing, okay? Because it'll make them look bad, it'll make people look at them in a different light, whatever the case may be. But everybody's got some kind of dirty laundry. And what happens is a lot of times, the people that are in power, the real people that are in power, have that information on politicians or whatever the case may be, and they use that as leverage. Well, this is what we want you to do. Well, I don't really want to do that. Well, if you don't want to do that, then unfortunately, we're going to have to show people this information, whatever that may be. All right? And people, like I said, that's how they control people. Get the dirty laundry on them, get them on video doing something they shouldn't be doing, whatever the case may be, and there you are. So I find it very interesting. But you know, it's all part. Here's the reality of something, folks, and I'm going to share this with you. And this is something that I figured out a long time ago. All right, it's all a big game. And people get mad at me when I say this, but it's a game. Everything. Your job, your life, whatever the case may be, whatever you're doing, it's all a big game. There's people in charge, and, you know, there's a certain amount of SH that you have to eat in a job, okay? Always is. I don't care what the job is. Certain amount of SH that you have to eat. You have to decide what is an acceptable amount. What's my limit? Where do I have a breaking point? Where do I say, no, that's not acceptable, okay? So it's a game. And as soon as you come to the realization it's a game, it makes everything so much easier. Oh, way so much easier. Because then you get it, you understand, you know? So just my thoughts, just sharing some information with you guys. I should probably just do a whole video on that. I think I will, actually. So, alright guys, I'm going to jump off of this video for now, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.